you go. Throw it. Good guy. I didn't like it. Throw it.
Tripping.
Throw it.
Yes, baby. Most important amendment. It keeps all the other amendments intact. You hear me? What's up, Cash? Salute. How you doing today? You enjoying your Saturday? You know, I always talk about leaving Cali, man, but you know, it's a beautiful, clear day. No chemtrails in the sky. Thank you. You know, I got to rock with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I get down. Wearing it all over the place in liberal ass California. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm always talking about leaving Cali, but man, like I said, it's a beautiful day. Even though there's still that white haze from the chemtrail spraying from previous days, but it feels nice. I talk about leaving Cali, which I still want to do, but man, on days like this, you can go to the beach, which we're going to do. When I get home, from the farmer's market right now, and yeah, we're gonna pack up the van, you know what I'm saying, and head to the beach. You know, shoot, I'm off Monday, so it's gonna be a great weekend. I'm gonna take advantage of it. I'm gonna put my feet in the sand. I'm gonna get in that water and get super grounded. You can't get no more grounded than when you go to the beach and walk barefoot in the sand. I'm telling y'all, man, beautiful thing. That's what we got going on today. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I might be doing a hangout later on. You know what I'm saying? Later on today, maybe even tomorrow. What's up, Derek? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Not apparently they're coming after you, Pennsylvania out there. They tripping, man. They tripping. Yeah. I was telling Cash I'm about to go to the beach. Me and the fam gonna go to the beach today. I will. It's still kind of cold. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But you know, you got other things going on out there in Minnesota. So I talked about before how they passed a law in New York where you can abort full-term babies, okay? Full-term babies, and even in some cases, you could just kill outright newborn babies. Well, they're pushing this really hard. They're pushing it really hard in other states. 45 degrees? Oh my goodness. But don't feel bad, because you know that means out here that just means it's gonna be a hot ass summer in California. Well, it's not gonna be as hot as last year because we got a lot more rain this season. But yeah, Yeah, y'all didn't know that? Full-term babies in New York? Now, yeah, I talked about that a few months ago. But up to age 5, yo, these motherfuckers are crazy, man. See what they doing? See, all the things they're doing, all the weapons they're pointing is aimed specifically at the children. We're just in the periphery. They're going after our children. That's the big deal. All right? They're going after our children, and they're dumbing us down. You know what I'm saying? And giving us bread and circus. And our children are being attacked. What they say? What that one queen, I think. No, that one dictator. I forgot his name. In Europe, back in the day, in ancient times, what did he say? Let them eat cake. Let them eat cake. They letting us eat cake, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They're letting us eat cake, and at the same time, they're coming after our children. You ever see Eyes Wide Shut? Check that show out, that movie out. They're from at least 5 Savage. Yeah, it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? See, everything they're doing against us is really against our children. Yeah, Napoleon, I think. Let them eat cake. Let them eat cake. Let them get nice and fat. Let them get go in that sugar coma, and we can do whatever the hell we want with them. But what happened when Napoleon went after Haiti? You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't eat no cake. Y'all should take that as gospel. Napoleon said, let them eat cake. I think it was Napoleon. I got to confirm that. Went after Haiti. It was a wrap. Anyway, so they're pushing this bullshit in other states. Okay? And I'm surprised that this legislation like this hasn't come up for California yet. I'm very surprised because California loves to kill babies. Okay? There's a Planned Parenthood on every corner next to a liquor store. All right. So look, in Virginia they tried to pass this law, okay, where you can kill, basically murder newborn babies and full-term babies, okay. But they didn't pass it. But right now, what's going on in Georgia, okay? In Georgia, this law has come up, okay. They're presenting new legislation for that same type of abortion, all right? You're talking about after-birth abortion. That's no longer abortion. I mean, abortion is not even abortion, okay? It's murder. It was good. It was good, princess. It's all good. In Georgia, they're trying to pass this law, and you know how Hollywood likes to shoot movies and shows out there now because they don't get taxed like they do in California. All right? But these elites, these entertainers, the people that we look up to, so see how they do you, boy? Man, I started talking about infanticide, and they start buffering the brother. You understand what I'm saying? Must be hitting on something. So anyway, and I got like 3 people in my live chat, which isn't a lot, but they're only showing me 2, 1, 0. Anyway, so what do these liberals do? These elite entertainers that make millions of dollars off of us because we're paying for them to act and sing and dance, right? You know, the people that most of us think is going to save us from something because they're black and wealthy, right? Or even white and wealthy, and they act like they have so much love for all the impoverished and downtrodden people, right? Well, guess what? They're threatening to boycott Atlanta, right? Pull out of Atlanta for filming and all that, because guess what? the movie industry and the film industry in general brings a lot of money to Atlanta. It's a huge economy for Atlanta. Okay, so even though they don't get taxed that much, they still hire people. They still employ people. I'm pretty sure legislators in Atlanta get kickbacks. You know what I'm saying? If they're not getting taxed, they're getting kickbacks. So now they're threatening to not film any longer in Atlanta if Georgia doesn't pass the kill a baby law. Okay? Where you can go, you know what? I decided last minute after my baby is born that I no longer want this baby. So why don't y'all just go ahead and kill it for me? That's how they gonna rock with it. And I'm gonna tell you why they want this to pass. Because these elite motherfuckers, right? These entertainers that we love so much. Not my smart people that follow me, you know what I'm saying? But you people out there who think that these celebrities, these liberals, these elites give a fuck about you. They want your baby's organs. They want your baby's blood. Okay? They have all kind of rituals, you know what I'm saying, where they drink baby blood, eat their organs, you know what I'm saying? Or they might have a sick child because they've been cursed, right? They have been cursed. So now their children be sick or they can't have children. Guys, I'm gonna check that, Derek. So, what do? They push these laws to kill our babies, and guess what? The older the embryo or the fetus, the more potent, right? The more potent the stem cells and the blood and the organs, the more viable the organs are. You understand what I'm saying? And that placenta, that precious placenta, with all the precious nutrients. I mean, listen, they are coming for our children. The children are what they want. Okay, they want to eat our children. Okay, spirit cook them. They want to spirit cook our teenagers. Okay, they want to use our children's organs for ceremonies and for their own children who are fucking sick and need organs all the goddamn time. There are movies, okay? There are movies where, there's one movie where this couple had a baby, okay? That was born sick. And some kind of way, I don't remember how exactly, I've got the name of the movie, but I think they had another baby that was healthy, or some kind of way they did some type of genetic manipulation, some in vitro type shit, where they had this other baby just so that it can be an organ donor for their sick child. Okay? They're letting you know in movies what's up. So, two girls. One of the girls is sick, and the other one is healthy. I forgot how they had that baby. But the mother wanted the second child just so that first child could keep on living. So whenever the first child needed blood or whatever the case may be, they would take it from the healthy child. You know what I'm saying? Just sticking needles in her every week. I forgot the name of that movie, man. I'll ask my wife. She turned me on to it. It's all about the children. They letting you know what they want. Okay? They want an endless supply of organs and blood so that their children can live on healthy, right? So that their children can grow up and be sick like them and repeat the cycle. All right? They're coming ever closer. Yeah, they bathed in the blood. They're coming ever closer to achieving the goal of raising children as cattle. I'll let her know, Derek. I'll let her know that you saluted her. So this is what we're facing. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I don't leave my kids. Shit, fuck that. My children don't go to school. No, you know, it's you know, they're my back. You know what they doing? You know what they doing? They're trying to throw me off my train of thought. You understand what I'm saying? I chose the wrong title, but you know how y'all know how I operate, man. I don't give a hot shit. You know what I'm saying? But they make me lose my train of thought, and it's like when I'm about to say something important, it starts buffering, and then I have to go back to it. But now I remember what I was about to say the first time they started buffering me. That movie, Eyes Wide Shut, it lets you know what the end goal is. It lets you know. See, they give you the messages all the time in the movies and TV shows, in the cartoons, whatever the case may be. So what happened in Eyes Wide Shut? Okay, so it's basically about the Illuminati, right? It's about the secret society that's running this country. Okay, his wife, I think his wife is in it, and she's trying to make sure he gets into it. You know what I'm saying? So they go to these parties, and you know what I'm saying. At one point, he ends up going to one of the ceremonies. Okay, now they cut 19 minutes out of the movie where they actually show what goes on in the ceremonies. But when the producer found out what the director was doing, they said, "Oh no, cut that." And I forgot the director's name, Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick. He said, "Nah, nigga, I ain't cutting shit." And what happened? He died like 6 days later or something like that. Just died mysteriously. Okay. Then they cut all that shit out, 19 minutes out of the film. See, you see the patterns here. You see how the steps they take. That is right out front in front of us, and we pay no mind to it. They said, "No, nigga, you got to cut this ceremony out." Okay, where they were about to unveil who the lead Illuminati nigga was, and show the ceremony, show how it's actually done. Yeah, I saw you did a video on that, Cash. See, Cash, she be on it. You know what I'm saying? Cash's content is real shit. But what happened? They cut 19 minutes. I think was it 19 minutes, Cash, or 22 minutes? They said, "Nah, what are you doing?" So when you see that, hey, we're going to take Stanley Kubrick brought the final cut of the movie to him. Okay, we all knew about this. It's public record. They said, "Nah, nigga, you got to get this out of here." He said, "Nah, nigga, I'm keeping it in there." And they said, "Nah, nigga, you dead." They didn't say that, but he died. And then they cut that shit out the film. Why aren't people putting 2 and 2 together? Is it because 2 + 2 = 5? In this new Common Core world, it is. You see what I'm saying? But y'all see what I'm getting at. There are always messages and patterns, and there's always images and symbols. You know what I'm saying? So, what happens at the end? Oh no, you guys be nice to each other. So look, at the end of the movie, what happened? Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman are in the toy store, right? With their child. And they're showing you what happens at the end of the day. These nasty ass middle-aged motherfuckers, these elite cult members, these elite cabal members, okay? They took their child, and they didn't say nothing. Here's my child. I'm offering up my child to you. At the end of the day, they're telling you what they want and what their end goal is. The end goal is to come after the children, to keep the children, to kill the children, to make the children sick, to have their way with children, to use the children's organs, to use children in sacrifices to their evil master. At the end of the day, the children, that's what they want. That's what they want. Because they can't have children like that. You notice, how many of these elite motherfuckers have to get in vitro? They can't have babies. You know, look at Remy Ma, man. Remy Ma went on Love and Hip Hop. She's having a problem having children. You see, they're cursed. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not a religious person by any means, but I am spiritual, and I do believe in karma. Okay. When you see, whenever you give yourself over to that devil, to that Baphomet, you're throwing shit out of balance, right? You could throw shit out of balance, but only temporarily, because the universe always seeks to right itself. It's called entropy. All right. It's called the laws of thermodynamics, right? Order out of disorder, right? Order out of disorder. When you go to the Baphomet, when you give yourself over to evil, see, the Baphomet might not even be real, right? The Baphomet doesn't have to be real. What it is, it's a personification of all that you would do. It's the personification of the shit that you would do to live a certain type of lifestyle, right? You want to be rich, you want to be famous. What are you willing to do? What are they going to have you do? See, you're going to give your life over to the Baphomet, right? Which is just, I don't know. I haven't seen the Baphomet, so all I can say, I can only go by what I see and what I can observe myself. So let's say the Baphomet is a personification, right, of all that you can achieve if you just do certain little things, like get rammed up the ass if you're not gay, like have sex with children, be part of a child sex trafficking ring so that they can have something to hang over your head, right? The Baphomet is just the evil shit that you would do. Okay? See, everything, okay. There is, and I'm not trying to put down religion or religious people, but there is an idea that religion, right? All these religious figures are personifications of cycles of the universe. Okay? And certain things like the Baphomet are personifications, symbols, okay, of shit, to help people understand something, right? So if we didn't have 2,000 years of history to dictate to us, not even that, let's say 100,000 years of history to inform us, right? It took a lot of people to learn and to study, to learn how the universe works. So we're fresh. We're just now gaining language. We're just now becoming sentient and learning, right? So in order to help us understand what's going on up there and to help us put a name to things, we give things personalities and names. Okay? We say, okay, that constellation of stars, we're gonna call that Sirius. Or we're gonna call that the Little Dipper, Big Dipper. You understand what I'm saying? All right? And it doesn't matter if the earth is flat or not. Those things still exist. We can see them. But because we don't understand what they are, because we haven't went up there to touch them, we have to be able to tell our children what that is. We have to have answers, right? So when we don't understand something, either we fear it, we fear what we don't understand, or we make up stories about it. All right, so that we're not afraid. So that's where I'm at in regards to what's going on in the world. It's crazy. They have a microscope or a telescope called Lucifer. It's wild. But at the end of the day, what they want and what they thrive on is fear and the blood of children. Okay? They think they get power from the excrement and the you know, it's just like what Hassan Campbell said about Africa Bambaataa, what he used to do little boys to get power. Okay, little sick shit like that. But they're cursed. Okay, once you give yourself over to that shit, I mean, you can't. Listen, man. Listen. So, this thing in Georgia, where these elite entertainers, no punching, are pushing the death, the murder of newborn children. They want this to happen everywhere. You see, this is what happens while you're sleeping. While we're distracted by a fake ass investigation about Russia collusion. It was fake. All this posturing from the Democrats. Oh, yeah, there's definitely evidence of collusion up in that report. There's definitely evidence of collusion, this and that and the third. Oh yeah, we know this happened. We know that happened. Fake dossiers, all that shit. It's a fucking movie. You understand what I'm saying? They're showing us a movie in real life, right? They're trying to put on a play with this Russia collusion stuff, with this Jussie Smollett stuff, which may lead to something. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether the whole investigation was fake on both sides or one side, I don't know. Because it's hard to determine, even for me. It's hard for me to decipher what's going on here. Okay? Because on one hand, you have political theater like this Russia collusion thing. But at the same time, you have all these arrests of elite people that are involved in sex trafficking rings. More so under the Trump administration than any other administration. You have Pizzagate. You have people being arrested that are high up. So it makes you wonder what's really going on here. Like, you know, you want to think that maybe Trump is part of the cabal or whatever the case may be. But sometimes it's like, I can't really determine it right now. But yeah, sin in general. But this is the thing. Another thing that's happening while we were sleeping in Canada, they just outlawed religious symbols. You understand what I'm saying? They have outlawed religious symbols in Canada. Now, once again, I'm not a religious person, but there is something to say about religion that helps some people stay grounded, stay moral, stay ethical, and treat people right. Not all religious people, but some of them. Some of them are helped by religion. So I'm not gonna knock anybody who's religious. I'm not gonna knock a Christian. I'm not gonna knock a Muslim. You understand what I'm saying? So when you do things like, say, what Canada's doing, which is to take away the right for religious symbols, I mean, what's up with that? I mean, they don't have a constitution, but they have, I forgot what they call it. They have something similar. But there people are saying that it goes against their particular set of documentation that determines, how shit is ran, right? There's so much going on, right? You have all these forced vaccination laws being passed all over the place. It's just, it started in Iowa, where the kids, where the police would go to your house, right? And force vaccinate your children. Not the police, but the doctors with the police. So, shit like this, they want this to happen all over the country. Okay? This is just crazy. And it's pure stupidity to think that my unvaccinated child is going to be any danger to vaccinated children, right? You see, if you say that the unvaccinated children aren't allowed to go to public spaces, but the vaccinated people are, then you're basically saying that the unvaccinated children are a danger to the vaccinated children. Even though that vaccinated child has the actual virus, right? Not the virus, but the disease that brings out the virus. They have the actual disease inside of them. They are carriers of this disease that they are being inoculated against, right? They're inoculating themselves against. But my child is a danger to your child, even though your child has a sickness in them. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. And why is it that it's only 18 and younger? 18 and younger? So so there's a cutoff. So if I'm 18 or older, then I don't have to be vaccinated. I can go out in public. You see what this is? It's all about the children. It's all about the children. Everything they're doing. And don't think that all these gun bans, right? All these new gun laws they're pushing. Don't think that ain't got nothing to do with the children. Because if you take away the people's arms, right? You take away a means for people to defend themselves, then you can't protect your children to the fullest extent, right? You won't be able to protect your children like that without your firearms, without your protection, without the means to defend yourself, without the tools. You can't defend your children. They want to run up in your house whenever they feel like it and take your children. You see what I'm saying? So all this shit is connected. All of it is connected. They want to kill your children. They want to kill your children before they even born, or they have full term and when they're born. They want to inject your children with poison that has not been tested for impairment of fertility, hasn't been tested for carcinogenic potential, hasn't been tested for mutagenic potential, but they want to force inject your child with it. Let me ask y'all something. They put a car out on the streets. What do? Before they allow a car to be put out on the street, before they allow a car manufacturer to sell vehicles that people can drive on the street, what do? What they do? They test them. Your car has to be crash tested, right? It has to pass all kind of safety checks. But you sit up here gonna tell me that you're gonna inject a chemical laced with aluminum, laced with aborted fetal tissue, horse livers, and all kind of shit, viruses that aren't endemic to my own body, right? Because when you're sick, your virus is endemic to you. Your body creates the virus to give your unhealthy cells a shock, right? You see, viruses have polysaccharide heads, right? So that when your cell is sick, it injects your cell with a shot of sugar, right? It's like a defibrillator, right? It's like you know what I'm saying? Like you flatline and they give you a shock to try to bring your heart back online. Well, that's what a virus does to unhealthy cells, right? It cleans it up. It gets the mitochondria a healthy dose of sugar so it can do its work. But they villainize viruses so that you can ignore the actual disease. But when you take the virus from another body that is not yours, when you take a virus from an unborn child, when you take a virus that has been grown on dead animal tissue and dead fetal tissue and inject it to your own body, what you think that's a good thing? You think that's going to turn out pretty good for you? When you put a virus from from a completely other fucking source into your own body, you think that's a good thing? No, man. So this is what they're doing. It's all about our children. Whoa, boy, do not open that door yet. What are you doing? I'm sitting up here still moving the car. He's up here opening the door and stuff. Bruh. So, it's all about your children, man. That's what's under attack. So we have to think. We have to love our children. And we have to be willing to do whatever it takes, right, to keep our children out of their clutches. When this is real spit, that's what we got to do. And I will defend my children with my life. Believe that. So just so y'all know, y'all come for mine. All I'm saying. All right.
What? No, Santa's up here.
Shh. All right. We've been having a lot of idiots driving around me. Yeah. No, I'm in my backyard. It's just my son was trying to open the door when the car was still rolling. True story. On Tuesday, I see Dr. Offit on the train. This monster says a newborn baby can safely take. These people are sick. Offit makes millions from Merck. Creating vaccine for Merck. He works at Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. It's a sad shame, y'all. Sad shame. Anyway, much love to y'all. I might get on and hang out tonight. I don't know. So y'all be ready. Maybe in the evening. It'll probably be late for y'all. But you guys seen the news lately, how they keep pushing it? Yeah. We've seen it. Rockland, New York. You can't go out in public and In Iowa, they'll come to your house if you homeschool and force vaccinate your child. They pushing it big time. It's interesting how they're pushing vaccines on your children to keep them safe, but they're also allowing for the outright murder of newborn babies and full-term fetuses and children up to 5 years old, apparently. You see how backwards they are? They don't even have to be consistent no more because people are so stupid. Anyway, much love to y'all. We're gonna talk about this.